I'm here today because I have a confession to share. A confession from homecoming week. And trust me, I learned my lesson. It was one of those nights where the whole campus was, crowded, the campus was buzzing, there was parties everywhere, people in a good mood, and I was walking back to my apartment after a pretty wild night. This was earlier in the week, as the actual homecoming game was like leading up that Saturday. So this was um one of those weekdays, but we have a bunch of parties like leading up. Anyways, I was walking back to my apartment after a pretty wild night, and as I was walking back home, I passed by these other apartments and I saw a package sitting on the porch. And for some reason, I thought, why not see what's on the inside? I don't know if it was because I was excited because of homecoming or just pure stupidity, but I grabbed it and took it back home with me. I'm thinking that since it's homecoming, maybe it's like some fresh outfits or like fresh jewelry or, maybe even like fresh school gear or something to wear. So I don't know. Maybe this was just a dumb thought. But when I got back to my place, I opened it up expecting something interesting or at least something that I could laugh about with my friends. But when I saw what was inside, my stomach dropped. It wasn't something random like some random gadgets or like some homecoming gear. It was medication. And from the looks of it, it was pretty important medication. The kind that someone was definitely going to be in need of if they didn't have it. And that's when reality hit me. I was holding on to something that was meant for someone else. Something serious, and I immediately felt guilty. I felt really bad. I mean, I knew it was wrong to take the package in the first place, but this made it 1,000 times worse. Like I couldn't stop to think about how someone was probably freaking out waiting for this delivery, or maybe this could be like even worse, a life or death scenario or situation. And I knew I had to do the right thing. So I grabbed the medication, I got back in my car, and I drove all the way back to where I took it. And the whole ride there, I was nervous, just panicking, thinking, what if somebody saw me, or what if somebody's going to catch me trying to put it back or take the package back? Or what if the people are home or even walking up to back to their apartment when I'm trying to return the package? Or worst case scenario, what if they already saw me or someone else saw me took it or take it? But honestly, I didn't care at that point. I just need to make it right. So when I got back to the house, I made sure I stood outside or stood or waited in my car for about 5 to 10 minutes to make sure nobody was around to scope the scene. And I quietly placed the package back on the porch where I found it, exactly where I found it. I didn't even stick around to see if anyone would notice or if anyone was even inside. I just got back in my car and I drove away as immediately and as fast as I could. Afterwards, I felt this weird mix of relief and shame. Like, on one hand, I fixed my mistake, but on the other, I couldn't believe I let myself do something so reckless in the first place. Like, I'm better than I, and that's really messed up. Stealing is not cool. I thought it would be funny, maybe like a funny little homecoming story or something like that. But it turned out to be a huge reality check. So, yeah, that was the first and definitely the last time I will ever do something like that again. Homecoming might be a time to get a little wild, but it's not worth risking someone else's well being or health. And that was a lesson learned.